Welcome into A to Z Sports Prime Time on this Monday. Hope you're having a great evening. We're happy to have you in for another episode of the Primetime Show. Bert, that's my fault. I'll get the graphic fixed here shortly, and we will get underway as is the custom because it was a crazy night in Arizona, crazy afternoon in Arizona, and to see the way that the Titans came back from the 21-6 deficit throughout the course of that game, to see the fumble by Amari DiMercato, to see the touchback occur, to see Cam Ward then drive 80 yards and score a touchdown, or have Tony Pollard score a touchdown after just how dreadful they were on offense for three quarters, almost a full football game, to lose to an opponent that is not inferior, but that played inferior football yesterday. There was something that we learned about Cam Ward, and it kind of gives the Titans coaching staff, I think, the best indication, or the best indication so far, of what's going to help unlock Cam Ward in this offense, or at least help him get a little more comfortable, because they've been working towards that goal. It's been a feeling out process for the coaching staff, for the quarterback. Obviously, the coaching staff has not undergone changes outright, but they've undergone changes with the play caller. They get it done yesterday, and Cam Ward shows up in a big spot. It was a charity game, but it's fine. You need charity because you have been winless in your last 10. So to avoid losing 11 straight last night, you worked a little Cam Ward, Calvin Ridley magic, and you got back into this game. So we'll hear from Ben Jones. We'll hear from Brian Callahan here in just a second about Cam Ward and about what can be done better here. Or rather, we will hear from Cam Ward as well. And then Robert will get us going with In Case You Missed It. And we'll get it moving quickly, and time for you guys to watch Kansas City and Jacksonville square off in Duval. We will see if Jacksonville can be the fourth AFC South team to win this weekend. All three of them, Colts, Texans, and Titans, got to win this weekend. Jags at 3-1 should be interesting to see. Anyway, welcome into A to Z Sports Prime Time. On this Monday night, I'm your host, Buck Rising, and I'm proud, as always, to be presented to you by Simon Says Nashville. Dress better at Simon Says Nashville. They had a really cool trunk show over the weekend. You can get the coolest items anywhere in Middle Tennessee, right there, conveniently located in Wedgwood, Houston. SimonSaysNashville.com. TrueMath Fitness in the Gulch, where you go for your first workout free. As a Middle Tennessee resident, TrueMathFitness.com for more details. Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer, online at tworiversford.com. Quality American-made Ford vehicles. They've got you covered. They have had you covered for over 4 decades. So, 22-21 was the final score. It was insane. Some of you guys have been asking about Sunday night prime times. It hasn't worked out a lot this season. We're not going to do prime time after the 3 o'clock kicks because we have the A to Z postgame show. Also, a lot of these West Coast trips for me, it's just tough for me to get my flight back the night of the way that I need to anymore and to do prime time. So typically we'll have Monday nights to react, and that'll be okay. But it was a reactive night last night. My God, Cam Ward was 5 of 16 at halftime. He had one of the most bizarre plays I've ever seen on a football field with that interception, then fumble recovery in the end zone by Tyler Lockett that counts as a pick for Cam Ward, but ends up in a Titans touchdown. It was madness. But what we saw from Cam Ward in the second half of that football game, the best version of Cam Ward that we've seen. He had 193 passing yards in the fourth quarter. And they put him in a couple of different situations where they sat him down at halftime, and, whether you consider this a halftime adjustment or not, basically just said, make sure you got your eyes in the correct situation. Make sure your feet follow your eyes and just rip it. Don't worry about trying to hunt big plays down the field. Just kind of a different version of, hey, keep it simple, stupid. Like not even denigrating Cam Ward or anything like that. Obviously, that wasn't the line, but you understand my meaning. Like, hey, let's just go out there and let's take never go broke, taking a profit, Tom Brady style. Let's get down the field. Let's have an 11-play, 80-yard touchdown drive after that fumble touchback situation, and let's capitalize, let's cash in. That's exactly what they did, and they got Cam Ward in rhythm. And what we learned about that is that Cam Ward would like to live in the 2-minute. This was the press conference with Cam Ward after the fact last night in Arizona, a really cool stadium, by the way, and a huge opportunity. One I think that can be like a at least a touch point for Cam Ward in his career, his first career win, to kind of look back at some things and say, okay, here's what we did in the second half of the game that worked to our favor. How do we start faster, and how do we capitalize on that using those lessons from that last game and carry it over into a game like Las Vegas that should be winnable? You'll hear from Cam Ward here in just a second, right after I remind you that the Primetime program is made possible by Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer. Great prices, always competitive, always making sure that they keep things honest and with great integrity. Two Rivers Ford is not going to pressure you. Their sales staff does not work on commission, so you do not feel uncomfortable throughout the course of the car buying process. Their staff is making a check whether they sell you a car that day or not. Two Rivers has done this for over 4 decades. It's why they literally win awards for their customer service. Online at tworiversford.com for more details. So you had Cam Ward pull away with a 22-21 victory, walk-off victory. Joey Sly's field goal gives them the win from 29 yards. Then we talked to Brian Callahan first, then we went into the locker room, then Cam Ward came out to speak to us.
Good. I think our defense played well all day, especially in crunch time, getting us, the stops that we needed for us to eventually win the game. But, we were put in one of the best situations. We had a timeout. All needs a field goal. We came together as an offense. I think O-line had a good day. They pushed us to win that game.
How did you feel to finish it off and see the kick go through?
I felt good. A win, especially for my first one in a game like that, it's a big-time win. But I think the biggest thing is just we got to continue to build off of it. We got to continue to attack the week the right way and try to get a win next week.
For you personally to come back when it mattered, after a bit of a tough start, come back and play the way you did, how big is that for you personally?
It's really not that big to me, honestly. I played well previously in my career. I just got to be consistent at it. I think the second half I really saw the field better in terms of just getting the ball out, letting my guys make plays. And I think Chig and Gunner, the tight ends, they did that along with the receiving corps.
Was there something that made you see the field better, like an adjustment or anything like that?
There really was an adjustment from the first half to the second half in far of what they were giving me from the coverage-wise. It's really me of more just putting the ball in play. They give it to me now. If the corner is back, I need to put the ball in play, let them make a play.
Sorry about that. Coach said he or somebody told you at the half just to see it. Did they help you change your mindset at all at halftime with the advice?
It wasn't really changing my mindset. It was more of me actually doing it. And I've seen it the same way they see it for the past couple of games in terms of just letting my guys make plays. And I think this was actually the first time I did that and ended up paying off for it. So it's just the games you play, the more you get experience with it, the more you get to learn your guys, and that's why we were able to win this game.
Was that how, like, a lot of your best games in your life have gone, where you kind of built and finished at your best?
I would say so. I wish I would have started better, personally, but at the end of the day, it don't matter how you start, it's how you finish.
What's going through your mind?
What makes 2-minute situations and 4-minute situations so comfortable for you?
That's where I want to live at. If I could play that way the entirety of a season or a game, I would. But that's not real football. So, to be in a position like that, defense gets you a stop. That's what you want to be in. You want to take your guys down there, have Joey make the game-winning kick and
So that's Cam Ward, rather, talking about how he'd like to live in the 2-minute and 4-minute offense if possible. And I actually asked Brian Callahan about that today on Monday, and he talked about, situationally, they're trying a couple of different things. They obviously had a game plan involved yesterday that incorporated extra offensive linemen, trying to play power football there, extra tight ends, heavy personnel, a lot of 12, a lot of 21, Brian Callahan said, as far as their personnel groupings went. And you saw some dividends for Cam. You saw him find different outlets. You saw him find a couple of things that were going to allow him to be more comfortable. And they found, once they got him to see it a little more clearly, he was operating at a high level throughout the course of that fourth quarter. Now, they can't keep him in 2-minute offense all the time. But as Ben Jones pointed out today, among other things, it was a great interview today with Ben Jones, you can find different ways to get that into the game plan more often. Ben knows he did it with Marcus Mariota for a good portion of his early career here. So with Cam and the way that he finished, it was also incumbent upon Calvin Ridley to make a play down the stretch. A couple of plays down the stretch. A great day for Calvin Ridley to finally get it in gear. I don't know how sustainable it'll be. We'll just have to find out next week against Las Vegas. There's also Gunnar Helm bouncing back from drops. Chigakonkwo making plays in space. Like, they got contributions from the offensive line yesterday. Like, it was you've been waiting for a bunch of different things to click into gear, and it felt like they did late. It took way too long, and it put them in a variety of different perilous positions. And finally, the Titans took advantage of another team, peeing down its leg the way that they're usually doing, right? So the Cardinals nuked themselves on a couple of different fronts, and it's been quite some time since we've seen a team that is not the Titans do that in a game against the Titans. They found ways to cost themselves the game, and the Titans were finally able to be the team that took advantage of some of those mistakes. You're going to hear from Ben Jones here in just a second, right after I remind you that the Primetime program is made possible by TrueMav Fitness, where you go to get the best workout in Middle Tennessee. I am looking forward to getting back into TrueMav this week. You will look forward to their classes on a regular basis. You'll look forward to their personal training if you choose to get involved there. Or you can just sign up for one of their very cost-effective memberships. You can work out as you please in their open gym. TrueMathFitness.com for that first workout free. All right, here's Ben Jones talking about how to make a young quarterback more comfortable within the scope of an offense, to find ways to get him into rhythm earlier in games, so we're not waiting for the dramatics of a fourth quarter finish.
Yeah, you could see the momentum switch. Like, I feel like he was trying to get it in there, and it wasn't going his way. Finally, we got some momentum in our way, and it felt like he just took a deep breath of air and like, all right, we got this. Stuff's going our way. Let's get the guys who are open the ball and let them make plays for us. I don't have to make every single play for this team. That's what he did. They got the ball to Chig right there by the line. He breaks a tackle. He makes a play. They get it to him again. Chig makes another play. Like, you don't have to make a unreal throw on everything. Give it to the guys who are open and let them do work with the ball after they get it.
Was there anything is that just it, that those things just started to work for them in the fourth quarter? Like, was there anything that they were getting away from? Because for my layman's eye, it didn't look like it, Ben. It just looked like he was kind of out of rhythm. He was just kind of missing guys, and whenever he was hitting guys, Alec Iomanner had a big third down drop, right?
Yep.
That ball over the middle on a third down, it's a little bit behind Tyler Lockett, but for me, that's a drop, right? Yeah. Lockett's a veteran guy. He's there for your young quarterback to lean on. It hits him in the chest, and I know he's turning. But is it that simple that they just kind of started to tune up the things that they were off the mark on through three quarters?
Yeah, it's hard. Momentum was key. Like, yes, he wasn't good early. Like, he wasn't putting the ball with, gives guys easy balls to catch, get them started, get them some confidence. So he wasn't making those throws early on. And I feel like, hey, he got a little breath of fresh air. Like, we had a chance. Like, at that point, we had nothing to lose. Like, we had nothing in our favor. And finally, we had the ball, started rolling our thing, and he started making some plays. All it takes is one. Like, hey, we're going to get a ball out there to Chig. Let Chig make a play. All right, he gets a little more. You get a little rhythm. Next play. Oh, I'm going to complete another one to Chig. Like, you get a little rhythm. And that's what I always say to start the drive. Gets the guy some easy completions to get the first down. Once you get that, I feel like he's more comfortable. But if he's having to sit there in third and long, hasn't completed a pass yet, you're not setting him up for success. Like, find easy completions early in the drive, early in the game, get the ball out of his hands to guys you know you're going to be open, because what coverage they're going to be in formation in a certain way. We haven't done that in the past, and that last half quarter, we did it. He got easy completions and made the plays he had to.
So that's Ben Jones talking about the things that they were doing differently. And it was a pretty simple diagnosis from a player who's been in those situations before. So as Lane says on Facebook Live, first win is great, but none of us can be excited about it happen. I mean, no, listen, you can be excited about it happen. It was an exciting finish to a football game. Listen, I've been begging for just excitement in a Titans football game. It's been so long. It's like that meme going around from Titanic. It's been 84 years since I feel like I've seen the Titans in an exciting football game. Yeah, I mean, Houston ended up being that, I guess, but yesterday it was just, the dramatics of how it went down were insane, whereas the Titans did go to Houston and play a more, probably a better football game from start to finish, as opposed to just being, they were awful for 3.5 quarters, arguably. And then they finally kicked it into gear because the Cardinals kept making mistakes. So we had a caller today, I thought that was pretty funny on it. That very rarely are wins in the NFL crisp and clean and decisive and, 4-quarter success stories. Like you don't see a team dominating from start to finish in pro football. The Colts have actually done it a couple of times this year, but even they, were in close games against teams like the Broncos. We saw Buffalo get upset by New England last night. We saw Philadelphia lose to Denver today. So the last two undefeateds both fall this weekend, 5 weeks into the regular season. And then we'll see what happens with the Jags and the Chiefs tonight. Patrick Mahomes starting off on offense. So take advantage of the luck. You need to be lucky. It is better. You are going to be more effective being lucky than you are probably being good throughout the course of the year. That's fine, as long as you take advantage and find ways to capitalize. Last night was the first time that they did it and that they've done it in 10 months. It's just fine. I think Esco says, can I tell you my reaction in live time? With watching all of that take place? Yeah, I mean, so there's a couple of different things from my vantage point that look different for you on television. I'm sure this is the case when some of you go to games, but there's a couple of things that frankly I got wrong from my vantage point. So where the press box is in Arizona at State Farm Stadium is in the opposite. So I'm sitting in the above, slightly to the left of the opposite end zone from the one that DeMercado had the fumble touchback situation where it turned into a Titans possession. But when he's running 72 yards, he's running away from me. So from my vantage point, and then us being about a play and a half behind with some of the monitors in the press box, from our vantage point, it looked like Snead actually did force the fumble. Now, many of you pointed out to me on television that it was clear as day that Snead didn't actually impact the ball. L'Jarius Snead told us in the locker room that he did feel like he impacted the ball. So that from my eye in the press box, I got incorrect because I see Snead's arm swinging up at the same time as the ball comes out. So it wasn't clear until probably this morning when I saw two things. Saw that from a better vantage point from the television copy, and then saw the actual interception, fumble, scramble drill for Tyler Lockett to recover in the end zone. I thought the player that picked off Cam but fumbled the football, I thought he was touchdown. And I'm sure many of you did point it out to me on Twitter. It's fine. I incorrect from my vantage point in the press box, but that did happen in the near end zone to us. So that was just a miss. I didn't see that correctly, but after the fact, clear as day on television. And a couple of different things that were cleared up for me after the fact. So my reaction in real time was, yeah, this is wonky. This is stupid, but whatever. So was Miami. I was at the Miami 23 game. I think that the situation for that game, I think Robert found it was more improbable that situation played out the way that it did. They had a smaller win percentage chance in that DeAndre Hopkins, Will Levis, Miami 23 game Monday night than they did even yesterday. So I've seen a bunch of crazy shit, not quite like that, but it was fascinating to watch play out. First, I mean, my live reaction was, how is anybody still this stupid to fumble the football before they cross the goal line? We literally saw it last week with AD Mitchell. I couldn't believe that. I can't believe it happens as often as it does. Brian Callahan said it happens, 4 times a year, and it's crazy. Crazy. All right. So with that, we will move on to what Robert has prepared for us so that we can all get to Monday Night Football together right after I remind you that the Primetime Show is made possible by Simon Says Nashville, where you can go to check out one of the coolest collections of clothes for men that you will find anywhere in Middle Tennessee. You will not find the kind of stuff that they have anywhere else in Middle Tennessee. You go to Edgewood, Houston, you check out their little shop. It's right around Soho House if you've been over there. all kind of cool different things in that part of town. But Simon Says Nashville is as unique as any place that you'll find, and they'll get you looking better, which means you'll be feeling better. SimonSaysNashville.com. Go celebrate a little Victory Monday with some new clothes at SimonSaysNashville.com. All right, Robert, what do you got?
All right, let's get this shit over with. Who had the worst week in sports? A lot of people would probably say me. A lot of people would probably say the Raiders, but you're all wrong. You're all dead wrong. It was Mark Sanchez in Indianapolis. And it is another instance of wait until you count your chickens before they hatch. Wait until a man is prosecuted. And technically, it's still not over with. But here are the facts. It was presented as such on Sunday before NFL games got kicked off. Mark Sanchez was involved in a stabbing, and the internet was quick to go, holy shit! Mark Sanchez got stabbed? That's crazy! It led to a bunch of people saying a bunch of inconsiderate and risky things about the city of Indianapolis, kind of showing their colors a little bit, to which then it was reported that Mark Sanchez was the aggressor in the situation. The old, call an ambulance, but not for me. Now the details have been spilled out. And
God, that's such a good reference by you for this situation. It is the 69-year-old man that he assaulted.
And he defended himself. And if you look the pictures up of what Mark Sanchez did to that guy, Mark Sanchez deserves to go to jail.
Yeah.
And that's me again.
I mean, it's like the Joker. His cheek from lips to like ear is sliced.
There's a special place in hell, whether you believe in shit like that or not. There's a special place in hell for people that mess with old people or animals. It just is. I mean, this dude, I'm not going to show you the pictures because they're disgustingly graphic, but I will let the Indianapolis police chief define what happened in Indianapolis.
The allegations involve a 38-year-old man becoming involved in an altercation with a 69-year-old man who sustained significant and very severe injuries as a result of that altercation. The probable cause outlines kind of the initial nature of that dispute. We are literally talking about people fighting over a parking space. We have added more serious charges against Mr. Sanchez. At this point in time, we have filed a felony charge, a level 5 felony of battery involving serious bodily injury, which contains a penalty of 1 to 6 years. One of the things that I want to stress to everybody is that we are still in the early stages of this investigation. Chief and his team have a number of search warrants that are still outstanding. They're still tracking down additional information. This is by no means the end of this investigation.
Well, I trust that fella to get it figured out. Doesn't he look like a lawman?
Hey, he looks like he looks like every detective in every SUV knockoff that you've ever seen. I mean, straight up, that guy is going to get to the bottom of shit. He does not mess around. He looks like a thumb. He's got no personal life. His wife and children have left him because he's committed his life to the law. That guy is going to get you, Mark Sanchez. Woo! Reckless speculation by me.
Come home. Your kids miss you. He's like, not yet. Damn it! I got to figure this out. So he kind of defined it on the back end. This dispute started over a parking spot. The man was parked in a spot that Mark Sanchez, according to witnesses, deemed not applicable for his vehicle. They got into an argument. Mark Sanchez tried to assault him, or rather did assault him. Then the man sprayed him with pepper spray, to which Mark said, "Oh, I like a challenge." The report then says he threw the man against a dumpster and proceeded to give him his best 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, checking the microphones. He beat the hell out of this old man, which is rough. So Mark Sanchez, that's tough. If you want to laugh today, the situation is not something to laugh at, but the memes that have come out of this have been exceptional. Are you familiar with the picture of the dude waving from the bed next to they're like Mark Sanchez calling the next Fox game?
The Hugh Freeze Liberty hospital game. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
One
of the greatest pictures in the history of sports.
So Mark Sanchez, tough weekend.
Bad guy. Mark Sanchez, turns out bad guy.
There was another good one. It's the meme of Shane Gillis like holding his phone and like showing someone Like, and it's like
Knowing
me
the woman,
explaining,
yeah.
me showing her the butt fumble so she knows who Mark Sanchez is, which
I
will
mean,
now be the second most embarrassing thing that's happened in his career.
I saw a lot of memes from that. What's the TV show? Maybe it's on Prime about like the superheroes that are kind of have a darker side to them. I think.
Oh, The Boys. Yes, The
The
Boys.
Boys, right? It's that the the Superman character and the boys looking around, being like, the butt fumble is now the second most embarrassing thing in my career. Like starting to get that little smile, except that was before all the horrible details about what Mark Sanchez did came out. What a mess. All right. Well done by Robert. Thank you for your time.
Mike Bell goes, a 60-year-old man is a challenge. No, you moron. If you listened, I'd said he'd been sprayed with pepper spray. Which I don't know if you've been sprayed with pepper spray. It makes you go, oh, I can't see my eyes. And Mark Sanchez was like, nah, hell with the spare spray. I'm going to still beat the hell out of this old man. That was the challenge.
Yes. Well done. Well done by all, except for Mark Sanchez, who likes beating up old men. All right. That's going to do it for us tonight. We appreciate your time. Thank you for hanging out. Radio show tomorrow. We will have Jason Fitz from Fox Sports. We will talk about this Monday Night Football game. Chiefs held without points on their opening drive. Jags also held without points on their opening drive. So a defensive struggle so far in the first. We'll be there to react to it with you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And we will look forward to seeing you then.
Go home! Go home!